Okay, welcome back to Clutterly Ridiculous. I need to come up with an artsy cutesy name for us in this community, and I've come up with calling us Ridiculites. So that's what's going to be for the moment. It could change. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be posting a video that shows I would probably say it was the last 5 to 10% of the things that I was yet to go through, declutter, and there's some secrets that I've learned along the way that I am most happy to share, because isn't it easier to learn by other people's mistakes? I think it's less painful that way. And so one of the things that I've learned through the process is that if you have a mental block, something that's preventing you from going forward when you know you should, and you just can't seem to get to that last little step, I found that there's a block in my situation was simply that I couldn't throw anything in the garbage. I felt like I was throwing away money, and a lot of the stuff that I did have, it had some value to it. The block was, I can't throw this away because I'm wasting money. Okay. So one of the things that I did with that was I first of all went through the things I had, and through a very painful process, I began to have the ability to assign a value to those objects. Not necessarily monetary, usefulness. If something was completely useless, then it could go in the trash. I actually had a controller for an electric blanket. By the way, it was a blanket that I never had. I never owned it before I had the controller. I just found the controller. And in my pack rat mind, I said, hey, there might be a day when I'm walking past a dumpster and there's a Sunbeam electric blanket that needs a controller, and it was perfectly fine other than that. And so that's the process by which accumulation started. I began to assign a very lopsided value to the things that I was in possession of. Now, the psychology behind that is something that I might go into and explore at a later time. However, the area that I live in has a store. It's run by Habitat for Humanity. It's called the Restore. And basically, it's donated items that are sold at a ridiculously low price. People that are in the construction trade, people that have no furniture, they can go to there, and literally for $150 you can buy an entire living room set. What's wrong with that? Nothing. And so what I began to do was to look at the things that I had and realize that I have not used that item. I don't think that I would ever use that item, which is another part that we'll go into a little later. Trying to say, I am going to need this later. It seems like later never happens. So the block I had, I thought about it, and I said, well, I can rid myself of these things that I don't need or want or have use for. So I began to assign the value by saying the usefulness of this item is the value I assign it. I took those items and I took quite a few car loads. Took them to Restore. Mentally, I was completely at peace with doing this because I knew somebody who was really in need would come there looking for that type of an item, and it would be there. Now, one of the examples is one of the workers. I was unloading a tote full of stuff, and actually they unload it for you, which is rather nice. He was walking by, and I said, I've got a tub of about a gallon or so of auto body filler. It's pretty expensive. And he said, I'm doing work on my vehicle. I could really use that. Boom. And that's what really started the ball rolling, is when I saw the usefulness of the items I was giving away personally, firsthand. It changed my life.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
And so what I'm going to do is post the video of some of my stuff that I did have when I moved here. And so the quality's not good. The video's probably not good. But if you can take what it is and look at it objectively, you'll see that there's a specific way that I brought everything that I had into areas. That way you can see how much stuff you've got really. You pile it up in all whatever kind of corners that you have, and it's amazing how much stuff you actually have that you don't think you do. Have a lot, well, you do. Okay, so anyway, I will be posting that. I will be trying to learn how to do that because I am not a technological guy. So bear with me, and what I'll do is I'll try to continue the series by just having a common sense approach. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be an investment of $1 million to make it happen. The real investment is you have to have a mindset that said, no longer a slave. I will no longer be to these items. And so we'll end today's video here, and we'll continue on. And if you're in a place where you've started and you feel like you don't have any idea how to keep on, keep tuning in. We'll address those issues. And you may be saying to yourself, I've started, I put in 5 hours of work, and it looks like I have ridded myself of a sandwich bag. That's a part of the process that you'll see. You'll feel like I've done all this work and there's no results. But then one day you'll start looking and you'll realize when you look back, boom, look how much I've done. Okay, friends, I will be talking to you next time. Until then, all the ridiculites, have a good day, and let's get her done.